Today, we're looking at Noodler's La Couleur Royale. Today, we're looking at Noodler's La Couleur Royale. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm an ink guy. I get inks, test them, and share the results with you. Now, Noodler's La Couleur Royale, or I'm just going to call it the Royal Color, is a purple or violet ink that leans kind of blue, but it is a purple. To make sure I have a range of experience with this ink, I do the writing samples. I put the ink into a different pen for a day. I then put it into a D-like alpha with a medium nib to take my notes for this video. Now, before we look at the writing samples, let's look at the sciencey bits. Up first is a chromatography, and I agree with Vita that I've learned a lot by doing multiple chromatographies. The one on the left is done the way it's supposed to be done. I put a line of ink down and immediately put it in the water for 10 to 15 seconds. And what we see is a purple line across the bottom that stays in place. And with it immediately going in the water, that shows that I'm expecting there to be some, real hold on with this ink. Most of it pushes up as a very light purple all the way. We only see hints of blue at the very, very top of it. The one on the right I let dry for 10 minutes before I dunk it into water. And the line across the bottom is much deeper, it's darker, it's more there, much more of it really held on with only 10 minutes. The rest as it pushes up, it's not as light pushing up, so it's not moving up as fast as the one that was immediately in the water. So a lot of this really did want to be able to stay in place. Resistance tests are done to see how this ink can be expected to perform on the page, and more importantly, how hard it might be to clean from your pens. Now, I let the smear dry for 3 days before testing it. Looking at the highlighter, it handles it very, very well. It went from being an extra fine to about a fine, maybe a little bit, not quite a medium, maybe that fine medium, but it spread out, but it became entirely still readable, which makes this a very good ink to use in a note-taking situation because you don't have to worry about if you highlight. Water reactivates, lifts a majority, all of the darker tones, but that line across the bottom of the chromatography shows that, we expected a lot of this to stay in place, and a lot of it did. Pen flush didn't do much more than water. It really didn't do a whole lot, which makes me feel like pen flush isn't going to be enough to get this out of your pen. You might need to go ahead and use bleach, a 1/3 bleach solution, as a real quick through, an in and an out, and then flush it. Because looking at the bleach, a majority of it went away. Now, it did not obliterate it off the page. There is still some of that ink left behind. So test this in a inexpensive pen before you go to use your expensive pens. For the inks I've tested, I have found an average viscosity of 2.5, with the realm of normal being from 2.1 to 2.9. Noodler's La Couleur Royale has a viscosity of 3.78. Wow! Making it a very dry ink, as in not as much ink goes on the paper, but this ink has a lot of stuff in it. So it doesn't have to put as much down to get some color on the page. Now, let's look at the writing samples. So I picked this ink up in sample form. And to keep my writing sample consistent, I use a Jinhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1 stub, a Jinhao X450 with a Goulet medium, and a Jinhao X750 with a Goulet extra fine. Let's take a look at Clairefontaine. We get no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. It's a beautiful, super dark blue with purple. It's blue, it's purple at the same time. This is really nice. Great color right here. Lighter tone with the extra fine, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade. 6 seconds to dry. Less of that purple, more of the blue. Same thing with the medium. More blue than purple. That medium has no feather, spread. Halo, sheen, or shade, 10 seconds to dry.
The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. The smear test, you could likely recover it if you smeared while you were writing. So Tomoe River. No bleeding. Yes, we have ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo sheen, or shade. You can see the purple like coming through on it. It's blue with this like suggestion of purple. It suggests purple in the blue. It's really really nice as a color. That's why the sample was almost entirely gone by the time I got to here. I just couldn't stop putting it in pens. The extra fine, no feather, spread, halo sheen, no shade, 10 seconds to dry. It's the exact same tone that we got with the 1.1 and the exact same tone for the medium. We have no feather, spread, halo sheen, or shade, 19 seconds to dry. Now the scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. And the smear test, you could likely recover this if you smeared while you were writing. Rhodia. Rhodia gives us no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, no hint of the purple. It's the blue. No feather, spread, halo sheen, no shade. Great color. I don't know if this is the blue I go for, but this is a really nice blue. Same tone with the extra fine, no feather, spread, halo sheen, or shade, 6 seconds to dry. Super manageable dry time. Medium, same tone, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 10 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. And the smear test, you could likely recover it if you smeared while you were writing. So what happens if I put it with a yellow tone paper, the yellow Rhodia? No bleeding, no ghosting. Let's look at the tones of the ink. They got a little bit darker. All of them got just a little bit darker, and that's about it, but without the purple. The 1.1 still has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine still has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. It only took 6 seconds to dry. The medium was no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 8 seconds to dry. Now the scrubby for both still showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. The smear test, you could still recover it if you smeared while you were writing. Now Namasanine, we get a little bit of bleed through in the scrubby. That's where I'm putting it on stupid thick, and that's not the fault of the paper. That's me being an idiot and how thick I put it on. Other than that, no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade. We have the suggestion of the purple again. It's nice to have that back. Welcome back, suggested purple. But it's blue. Extra fine, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 5 seconds to dry. It's a slightly lighter tone than we got with the 1.1. Back to the tone from the 1.1 with the medium, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 9 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. The smear test says you could probably recover this if you smeared while you were writing it. So this is a traveler's notebook, the light paper. I realize this is the Tomoe River. It's a white Tomoe River opposed to the cream color that I normally use for the testing. So why not, see how it looks. We have no bleeding. We do have ghosting. The green background's helping, but oh yeah, we have ghosting. The 1.1, no feather, spread, halo, no sheen, no shade. Nice dark tone, slightly lighter tone for the extra fine. With no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 9 seconds to dry. I don't know that this is a good walk around for these notebook type of ink because 9 seconds isn't the end of the world. I could wave my book. I guess it would be okay. I guess, thinking about that, sure, why not? Under 15, 20 seconds, I think will probably be good. Maybe we'll draw that line in the future, that 15, 20 seconds. Medium, slightly darker tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 14 seconds to dry. Now the scrubby shows us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it. And the smear test, you could not recover this if you smeared it when you were writing it. And that's where the problem turns into on a walk-around notebook, is if you smear it. Because if you close the book too early, that's why I carry blotting paper in my notebooks to be able to help out so that I don't have those types of problems. Anyway, that's what I have for the writing sample.
Instead of finding inks that look like Noodler's Couleur Royale, I would prefer to find an ink that complements its color on the page. Now, because this purple is very blue leaning, I went towards a red, and specifically Diamine's Classic Red. Before I give my opinion on this ink, I would ask, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, I would invite you to subscribe. Now, what do I think of Noodler's Couleur Royale? Well, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful color. It looks really nice on the page. It has no standout qualities about it, except some of its resistant qualities, if those are what matters to you. Thanks for watching.